The online piano tutor and the online violin tutor. Today is lesson 6 on how to learn to play the violin, and we are going to be going over using the first finger now for the violin. So in lesson 5 we were playing some exercises that I had written up for you guys just on the open strings to help you get used to playing the open strings properly, and just to learn the name of the strings as well, and learn where those notes are on the music as well. So when you're looking at, or when you want to play a D string or an A string, you know which note you've got to head for in the music as well. So today we're going to be playing using the first finger, or a combination of the first finger and open strings as well at the same time. Now on my violin here, I've actually put two little dots on my violin. They are B's. You can pick these up from like any stationer shops, or maybe you can get them online. They're very easy to get hold of. If you can't get hold of these dots, you can use any kind of like address label stickers and just cut out a square, or some people cut strips out and they put a strip underneath the strings to stick them on, so they're easy enough to get off. But the dots are just, I just have these, I just prefer to use them. So where are you going to stick these labels? Well, I would only worry about the first one at the moment. I've just put the third one on, that's where your third finger would go. I've got that on there at the moment anyway. I'll show you how to do that in a minute for anybody else that does want to do that anyway. But I would say it's very difficult to know where you're going to put the first finger. If you have access to a piano, or you are a little bit musical, or you've got somebody that can help you that is a little bit musical, maybe this might be a job for them. If not, you'll just have to try and do the best that you can on your own if you don't have access to any of that. So hopefully this video will give you a little help towards that. Okay, so there's one of two ways to put where to find the first finger sticker to put on your violin. Now, the first finger on the E string, if you like, that might be a good marker to use, is an F sharp. Now, if you know where an F sharp is on the piano, then that's great. But what you can do is you can play that note. Remember the sound of that note, and just move your finger into position until it matches the note that you've played on the piano. And then once I've got that, I can put, I remember where I've just put my finger, and I can mark it with a dot or a sticker. You can use the note on the A string, which is a B. So you can play a B on the piano if someone else can play a B for you or whatever. So this would be a B. So put your finger in the position on the A string until you're happy that it matches up with the note on the piano, and again that will tell you when you're going to put your sticker. The second way you can try is either to pluck the open string and then try and find the next note up from the open string. So la, la. So try and pluck it in kind of in terms of steps, like scale. So I can hear that's the next step up. Again, I'm using my finger as a marker to then put the sticker on. So I'm just plucking the string, any string, it doesn't really matter, as long as when I put my first finger down, I can hear the sort of the next note up from that. And that's where I know, again, where I'm going to put the marker for the dot. So it's very difficult to do that on your own, especially if you don't have any musical skill at all. Try your absolute best with it, or if you can get someone to help you, that would be brilliant. I'll just quickly tell you how to get the third finger. So you can either do it the same way on the piano, so work out what note a third finger would give you. So remember in one of the videos that I did, if we pick an open A string, for example, every time I put down a finger it gives me the next letter in the alphabet, or the next note up. So open A, first finger would be B, second finger C, a third finger would give me a D. So I can play a D on the piano and try and match it up. Alternatively, the third finger is easier to position with a sticker, because if I put a third finger down, say on the E string, it's going to give me the same note as the string underneath it. So this is the third finger on the E string. I'm just using where my dot is, so I've already put it in the right place. So if I put my third finger down there and pluck the A string underneath it, it should match it. Obviously the A string will sound a little bit lower and the E string will sound like a higher note, but they will sound exactly the same note. So that's two ways of putting dots on the violin. So assuming you guys have now got the dots in place on your violin, let's get on and do some first finger. So I think I'm going to do it in the same way I did before. So these are the exercises that I've written out for you. I'm really sorry if they lack in imagination with terms of tune. But if you get hold of the Fiddle Time Joggers book that I use, and I'll put a link in the description bar underneath it, it contains a CD and it has more examples of using the first finger, and it's much more enjoyable than using my exercises. But for any of you that don't want to buy a book or can't get hold of a book for whatever reason, this will be in a PDF format for you to print out and everything. So I apologise again for the lack of imagination with these. Now, you should know the open string notes by now, which we had on the open string exercises, and I've intermingled it now with the first finger that we're going to be using on every string. So we know the first finger is going to be going here.